Okay, what do I want to talk about? Lots to talk about. Okay, here's a good one. This might actually turn into an article on Substack, so sneak preview, let's call it that. Kind of learned some rules about cricket this week, which is very entertaining. And one of the more interesting parts about cricket is the scoring. Now, it turns out, as fun as it is to be very American and act like it's confusing, it really is no more confusing than baseball or football or any of our major sports. It's not an overly complicated sport. It's enjoyable. However, in regards to the sport, what does make it amusing is it does kind of have like home run-ish vibes, if that makes any sense. So I do want to go down here. I'm pretty sure I already grabbed this pea bag last run through, but we'll check just again. And if not, I forget what this monster's called. This one that throws stuff, but it gives 50 experience. Oh, and that's beautiful. I need that. I'm not in a lot of danger, but you do want to be careful when you start getting lower in health. Okay. So cricket's not that confusing. Let's do a quick rundown of the rules. So in cricket, do not need to go down, just right and then come back. So in cricket, the way the scoring works, it's very similar to baseball. There's someone called a bowler. You could kind of consider that a pitcher in baseball. And a bowler bowls the ball, and there are these things called wickets. There are 3 of them that are holding up 2, and I've already dropped the name, but they're like balancing 2 things on the top of them. So the goal of the bowler is to hit any of the wickets. Something that depresses me slightly is that there's no bonus points for hitting all of them. It's an out if you hit any of them. So, like I said, the kind of the bummer thing from like a real bowling perspective is if I'm bowling and I do really well and I hit all 3 wickets, like that's impressive, but I don't get anything for it, which is, it's lame to me. Okay, so you're bowling, you're aiming for a wicket that gets you an out. Other ways to get an out, and in cricket they basically call it a wicket, and so it's kind of interesting where you have one of 2 scenarios based on the rules. You either have where I have 10 batters and I'm trying to get all of them out. That's called a wicket. And the way you can get a batter out is one of 3 ways. You can either hit a wicket. You're bowling to them and they're trying to hit. This is very baseball-y, right? In baseball, pitcher winds up, pitcher takes pitcher makes the pitch, batter tries to hit it. In cricket, it's much more unforgiving. Baseball, right? You got like 3 attempts, and if you mess up, you lose, you're out. In cricket, though, if they manage to hit one of the wickets, so they get the ball by you and knock over the stick, you're out. Now, let's say you hit the ball. That happens too. And if that happens, you're not necessarily out unless the fielder, so all the other team is all fielding at the same time. So there are 10 players, right? So the opposing, it's very baseball-y. They catch the ball, you're out. Now, if they don't catch the ball, one of 3 things can happen. There's an outer wall, very much like U.S. baseball. And there's kind of like a home run scenario where if you hit the ball all the way to the wall without bouncing or over the wall, you get 6 runs. Holy cow. Most number of runs you can get in an individual at-bat. Or you hit the ball so hard it goes all the way to the wall, but it rolls. That happens, you get 4 runs. Or alternatively, the ball doesn't go all the way to the wall, doesn't get caught. It's just in the outfield. You and another runner on your team are allowed to just run back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, and the number of complete rotations you make is the number of runs you get. Now, similar to baseball, though, if they manage to throw the ball such that it knocks over a wicket while you are doing that, you're out. So those are the different ways to get out and make runs. And there's another variant of the game where they only roll 20 balls. So the inning's over after 20 balls, which, is what it is. And in that scenario, it's, it could be over early in the effect that I think there's one there. Yeah, it could in theory be over early if someone if they manage to get all 10 of you out in like 10 rolls hypothetically, or 15 or whatever, or it just, you could keep going and get, and however many runs you score on 20, and just like baseball, it's like whoever can score the most in the amount of allotted time, whatever innings or whatever cricket has, is the winner. All right, so that's the backstory. Now you know cricket. Now you can go play with your locals. Here's where it gets stupid and fun. Let's bring it back to dumb 80s movies. In the 1980s, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle live-action movie came out. In this live-action movie, Raphael fights Casey Jones. Casey Jones' weird shtick is that's funny, I didn't mean to make that pun, but Casey Jones' weird shtick is that he uses sports equipment as weapons. So he has like baseball bats, he wears a hockey mask, he has like baseball sticks and stuff, and he does actually have in this movie a cricket bat. So at one point he pulls the cricket bat, and Raphael says, "Cricket, you gotta know what a crumpet is to play cricket." Now here's some funny parts about that. First, all a crumpet is an English muffin. That's it. Crumpet's an English muffin. Now you know. Nothing complicated. It's just, basically a fancy piece of toast, basically. So that's a crumpet. Second, though, Casey Jones hits Raphael so hard he knocks him into a garbage can with a cricket bat. And it is amusing, not a real amusing, it's like the kind of Home Alone funniest nature where you're like, oh, Raphael's dead. Like, he'd have permanent brain damage even if you give the take that he's a turtle, which he is, and they have shells. Well, guess what? The whole purpose of the turtle shell is to defend their soft insides, and Casey Jones just brained him in the head, so he's got like brain damage and concussions forever now. I'm fairly certain I'm stealing this from the Gamefully Unemployed podcast. I think they did an episode about Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, so I think I'm taken from them, so just credit where credit's due. But yeah, that happens. Now here's the thing, though. Here's the thing. I'm gonna get geeky. In that scene, Casey Jones says 6 runs. Haha. Casey knows cricket, right? Or does he? So in the scenario that Casey Jones is presenting us with, Raphael is the ball. Fine, we'll give it to you, right? Fine, Raphael's the ball. And Casey is the batter. Now, is Raphael getting hit into a garbage can 6 runs? Now, if it is, what you are essentially saying is that the garbage can is the perimeter. And while Raphael does go an impressive distance in the air, that is not... That, if you look at a standard cricket pitch or whatever you call them, there is no way that distance satisfies what would be required for 6 runs. Also, I question, is the garbage can, is it getting caught? Is Casey Jones out? Right? Is that a fielder? So, now admittedly, you're going to look at me and say, Dre, and you're right. I know what you're about to say. It's the same as, saying like touchdown or Kobe or something in a dumb sports metaphor that doesn't quite hold up. But I'm just pointing out that if we're doing the, hey, he's playing by cricket rules and he's saying, hey, I got 6 points for hitting Raphael in the head. Well, did he? Because really, by the rules of cricket, he should either be out, depending, or other things. Okay, let's do a quick check in where I'm at, because I just got that can did that. So I want to go back left all the way, up, left, up, right. I think. Pretty sure. So that got me that key. Just making sure, like I said, I don't want to miss out. That way. Oh, so it's up, left, down, left, then up, right. Okay, that's fair. All right. So there you go. Did Casey Jones score 6 runs or was he out in Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the cricket match, to end all cricket matches? Regardless, Raphael is, brain dead. But, at the same time later in the movie, he gets, thrown through a window and is in, a bathtub for the second half of the movie. So, movies are funny. So I think I'm going to be